strangely. Could it have gone any better than that for your first game in charge of the Blues?
Yeah, it was a good result. Obviously, you just want to win the game at the end. And the first half I thought we made it hard for ourselves, to be honest, and kept Queensland in. That was in the game, a little bit on us, piggybacking them, downfield, letting them get out of yardage too easily. So, we spoke about that at half time, just about being a little bit cleaner when we're defending them coming out of yardage, and then trying to win the field position battle, which I thought the girls did brilliantly. And then through doing that and earning the right to play, then the opportunities came.
You weren't afraid to make changes, and most of them went pretty well for you. Can you talk about the debutants in particular and what they contributed tonight?
Oh, just talking about the forum in there, they were brilliant. Frezzy, just finishes, she finishes off try as well, so her getting a double and her play two carries coming in the second half in particular when, there's a lot of fatigue in the girls, and play two carries coming out of yardage. They're not the funnest, but she loves them. So I thought she was outstanding. Abby Church, very good at the back. Felt like she warmed into the game sort of midway through the first half, and then in the second half, just looked like she knew she belonged out there. So she was outstanding. Jocelyn Kelleher, we obviously had her as someone who could cover a number of positions. The first half, I think she warmed up 4 times, and we had Jess sort of pull up when she got twisted in that tackle. So she could have had to go on for Jess, and then T had some issues. Tiana had some issues with her knee, so I was potentially looking at putting her in there. The plan was always to put her through the middle, which is what she did.
I was just going to say, that left edge there, the combination you guys struck, particularly having Jessie there. Can you just talk about the sort of chemistry on that edge and how Jessie was able to sort of lay those tries on in that first half?
Yeah, there's a bit of combos there. Obviously, Yaz and I have played together in a number of teams, and then Frezzy's probably my favourite winger to have outside me. We've grown up together, so that was really special to be able to be next to her on her debut. But I thought Jessie was outstanding. I think she's really grown into the game, and she's been really great under Strangey, and Strangey's helped her a lot. But she held her own tonight, and I just thought she was incredible.
We have to ask about the alleged eye gouge in the
first. So
first.
Keely, I just spoke to her after there. She said she got eye gouged during the game. She wasn't sure who.
Yep.
There was a couple in the tackle. So she told the ref they put on report, so they'll have a look at it.
Yeah. What did she say to you on the field, Izzy? Because it looked like you went over to talk to Belinda.
Yeah, exactly that. I told any of the girls that to come to me with anything if they need to, and that's exactly what I did. Put my players first, but we'll see what comes of it at the end of the day.
How do you make sure that an incident like that doesn't sort of rattle Keely playing such an important position and in a moment like that where the game's still pretty much on the line?
I think if you know Keely, you know that's not going to rattle her.
She told me she got bit last year, so I think that's...
and she let it go under. Said, if anything happens this time, you make sure you tell me. But she's a professional, Keels. She's been great. I thought she was great tonight as well. So, I knew it wasn't going to affect her.
You mentioned a couple of injury niggles in the game. Is everyone okay after full time?
Yeah, they are, which is great. Yeah, just spoke with our medical staff there after the game, and they're all good. Yeah, Kezi's sort of twisted her elbow, but managed to go back on and finish the game. So she was fine. Yeah, Tiana's knee, she's just had problems with it before. So just had to get a bit of movement in there, and she was fine. And Liv Koenig, I think it was not exactly sure. I could see on the replay what happened. She fell on the knees of one of the Queenslanders and sort of definitely took the wind out of them, and I think she's nursing some sore ribs. But I spoke to her at half time about giving her a spell, and I've coached her for 5 years, and she's played every minute of every game that I've coached her in, even though certain times other players would come off. But she's just incredibly hard to get off the field, and especially in this arena, State of Origin, it was going to be really hard for me to get her off. She probably would have given me a mouthful after the game if I did. So I think she'd be fine.
Izzy, have you thought about the next games at Allianz Stadium? Obviously, a ground you know really well, and a chance for New South Wales to wrap up the series in Sydney. How would that be?
Yeah, it would be unreal, but we've got a lot of work to do till then. We'll assess this game. I think we can be a lot better, that's for sure, but I'm just enjoying the win right now, to be honest. We've worked really hard the last 6 weeks within our little campaign that we had together, so we're just soaking it all in.
Another record crowd there tonight. You obviously like to see that bettered again.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Allianz is the stadium to do that. It's right in Sydney. A lot of people love to watch women's rugby league. So I think after the game that was just displayed, that there will be a lot of people to come watch that one.
Strangely, how do you assess that call to move Tiana to 5'8"? I mean, probably a bit of a hard one, I guess, because so much of the traffic seemed to go down that side with Jessie. But what did you make of Tiana at 5'8"?
Yeah, really good. Yeah. Defensively, yeah, there was a few times there where she's quick, she's a very strong defender, and she really had to get on a bike, especially with Taryn Aiken causing a bit of havoc there, as you know, Taryn's outstanding at spotting certain defenders, and but she was brilliant defensively, and with the ball it was good. Yeah, I thought she went really well. Made a break there as we wanted to put her in positions as a running six, and that was a little bit on Jessie to sort of square things up and give her space, and she did that really well and come up with a nice break there in the second half. So she was good, yeah, and look, she could play in a number of positions. We know she can play in the centres, fullback as well. I believe she'd be very good, and I thought she did a really good job there for a first game at 5'8" in such an arena. But because of who she is as a person, I wasn't concerned about putting her at 5'8" when she obviously normally doesn't play there, because she's a very strong-minded person, big game player. I knew that wouldn't faze her. It was just about her understanding her role, and I thought she did a great job.
Can I ask you what you were thinking when Ellie Johnston went over that try, and then not long after almost went over for another one?
She's unreal. She's so good. She's been waiting to be in this arena for since last year. She was always sitting on the sidelines for us, but after her NRLW season with the Sharks, I knew that she was going to have a really great crack at our campaign, and I was so proud. When you see how hard these girls work behind the scenes, you're just over the moon for them. All the debutants, I was so proud, even Abby, when she scored there and we're lifting her up. Yeah, really proud as a captain. They all stood up and they just shone in this arena.
You've got the medal there. What can you just tell us what that means?
Yeah, look, honestly, I think this could have went to a number of girls tonight. For me, as a captain, I just want to make sure that I can do the best that I can do for the girls, and in any role, if I need to take that extra run, if I need to defend, whatever it is, I'll do whatever for this team. I love being able to lead them. I think there's a number of great leaders within this squad, but for Strangey to give me the chance to lead these girls, I wanted to make sure that I took it with two hands and did the best that I could.
Strangey, any just observations, first game in Origin, how much better is this level than NRLW, and what is the environment like in comparison?
Yeah, look, they're all, obviously, I think it's the pinnacle of women's rugby league, probably is with men's as well, Origin, I guess, but it's the best players, going head to head, so I thought the quality was great. For me, it probably sounds a little bit boring, but for me it was just another game of footy as a coach, like to prepare the girls as best that I can to give them the opportunity to hopefully score more points in Queensland. It's kind of, how I approached it. Every game that I coach is a really big game to me. It's really important, whether it's an NRLW trial match, round 4 or State of Origin. I just do what I can to for every team I coach, and so I didn't really look at it as though it was I know it's a bigger occasion for probably everyone watching, but for me as a coach, and like I said, it probably sounds a bit boring, but it was just another game for me to coach, and
Thank you.
Thanks very much.